PHP runner, like a bridge, silent architect, building up the future where the code once wrecked. A painter with no brush, yet it paints with ease. A symphony of data, flowing like the breeze. The canvas is bare, but it calls your name. Come and create, you're not the same. No need to fight, no tangled threads. Just weave the web where logic treads. A click, a choice, now take your stand. Dynamic pages at your command. Databases dance and forms take flight. PHP runner guides you to the light. From grids to charts, from lists to views, turns the complex into simple cues. No more struggle with code, so rare, invisible now, that everywhere. For the dreamer, the artist, the coder too, PHP runner whispers, your vision's true. No more wrestling with the syntax maze, just create and let the platform blaze. Or click a choice, now take your stand. Dynamic pages at your command. Databases dance and forms take flight. PHP runner guides you to the light. For the novice or expert you see, a world of apps is now set free. A tool of magic, simplicity crowned, where beauty and data are found. For the novice or expert you'll see, a world of apps is now set free. A tool of magic, simplicity crowned, where beauty and data are found. Click a choice, now take your stand. Dynamic pages at your command. Databases dance and forms take flight. PHP runner guides you to the light. Yeah, PHP runner guides you to the light. In a world where your dreams take flight. Yeah. In a world where your dreams take flight.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, and then welcome to live stream number 12 for here at PHP Runners Tips and Tricks. So, anybody in the chat, if there's anyone that can just quickly let me know how's the quality of the audio and the video? Can you hear me well enough? Can you see the background with the the screen? How's the quality of the screen? Quickly see here. All right. Okay. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to start. So this is going to be another interesting and yet quick demonstration. I'm on version 11. Okay. So all I've done here, this is exactly the same project as last time. All I've done, I added the order details table, and I also added an additional field to this table called final price. All right, and then on the pages screen for this new table that I added, I just selected a list and edit record. Okay, so I'm just trying to explain what I have here and how I get to what I'm getting at. And then on the designer page, on the list page, I didn't do anything. On the edit page, I added a custom button. This is a custom button called calculate. What I'm going to do is here you will see on the orders details page, we have the quantity, we have the unit price, and we have the final price. The final price is currently empty. I will demonstrate that quickly. So what I will do is I will save it. I will build a project. And we're going to view it in browser, and hopefully, there we go. There's the order details. The order details, you can see I have the quantity, I have the unit price, and also the final price, but the final price is currently empty for these records because it's a new field I just added. All right, so I want to do the quantity times the unit price and put the value in here, all in the JavaScript onload event of the custom button. We're not going to use any other buttons to do this calculation, but there's something that you're going to run into if you try this, because I ran into this more than once, let me say. Anyway, how can we continue? Let me just go back to the project. All right, so let's open up this calculate button, but I'm going to open it up in the events editor because I just simply have more space here to work with. All right, okay, so that is the only reason. There's the client before, the server event, and the client after event. And thank you, Mr. Faisal Admin. I appreciate your comment and letting me know that the video quality is okay. Thank you very much. Anyway, let me continue. Over here is is where we're gonna have to do the calculations. We're gonna come up with some variable, because for each and every field. Okay, let's quickly have a look of what fields we are working with, and I'm just gonna copy paste them in here. We are working with quantity, unit price, and final price. All right, so we're going to do something like, we're going to create a variable, but this variable is not like a normal variable. It's a control object, basically. Variable CTRL something. It will be CTRL. It will all start with CTRL, so I can know, it's a control. Equals probably runner.getControl or something like that. So we're going to say runner.getControl. You can memorize these or go find it in the manual. It's all there. And the getControl is going to require a page ID. But we don't have a page ID here at the moment. But we can get a page ID from the page object. So if you say page object dot page ID with a capital letter I like this, that will be equal to your page ID. Sorry, I did more than I was supposed to. All right, so let's just, all right. Page object dot page ID, that will be then the page ID. We're going to put a comma there because we need a second variable, which is going to be one of the fields. So I'm going to cut that field out of there and I will put it there, quantity. So this control quantity, I'm just going to put here control quantity with a capital letter Q, and I now have a unique identifier or control identifier for this object. So control quantity equals runner get control page object page ID quantity. So and we must obviously put some semicolon there. So I have to copy this now 3 times, or 2 times more, because we still have 2 fields here. So I just control C there. I'm going to copy that and paste it like that. Now for the unit price, I'm going to cut that and I'm going to put that here over here, and obviously it will be unit price with a capital U. That's just how I like to do it. You can do it any way you like, so I can understand what I'm working with. It's important because you can have hundreds of these on a page, and then you could, if you name them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you will not keep track of what's going on. Give them a proper name. Okay, and then in quantity, There we go, and we will do exactly the same. Copy. Oh, I think I must do that. I forgot. Got confused here because I saw the comments, Mr. Faisal. If I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. You're welcome, my friend. I love doing this. But the important stuff is still coming. So let's just finish off this part quickly. I could have done it beforehand, you know, but it's like a little bit more interesting if we can see how I get to things. Okay, so that is, I got my 3. I have control values for all those 3 now. Now the next 2 things that we're gonna need is going to be something I would like to put here somehow. We will remove it just now. It's get value and set value. Okay. So to get the value, we have to get the value first from this control, and we need to get the value from this control and set the value from this control. So we want to get the values first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make 1 line space there, because it's also like a step 2 I'm doing now. I'm going to say var q, just q for, in this case, quantity, because there's not much code in this event. So I'm just going to say q, var q for quantity. I know it's stands for quantity, equals. Now I need to copy the control. This control equals control dot get value. Okay, as simple as that. We're gonna put that in brackets because that's how the thing works, and you're just gonna. Now we have a value from this control that actually will be stored in Q, and we're gonna do the same for control unit price. So I'm gonna copy this entire line, maybe like that, and we're gonna just copy that control unit price, and I will make this a U, capital letter U, so I know it stands for unit price. So we're now gonna have to calculate the price. So that will be Q times U. Quantity times unit will be the final price. So the final price is going to look something like this. Final price dot, instead of get value, here we used get value all the time, we're now going to set the value, because remember I showed you in the actual website that this column is empty. So we want to set the value Q times U. I can now remove this get and set that I have copied here. And are we ready to go? Well, it looks like it, but let me trust me if I tell you we are not ready to go. This will not work. And the reason for this is that this Q and U does not contain real numerical values. It only has, or it stores currently a string value. Why is that? Let's go back to that website quickly. Let's look at this quantity closely. I want to zoom in a little bit here. You can see that it's 100, comma, and 3 zeros. And the unit price is 14, comma, and 3 zeros. Now, comma is what makes this thing this entire thing is now a string. We need to convert the commas to decimal points, else this is not gonna work. Now, for that, I have a function. And again, I'm giving you a function here for free, so let's see how this works. I think I already have the function. You go to the client custom function JS event, and there's your function. Please copy and paste this, pause the screen, or whenever this goes, you know, when the live stream stops. What it does, it's called financial. It takes a value. It tests if the type is a string. If it is a string, it will take and replace the commas with decimal points. It then tried to take X and parse float it, and then store the results in parsed. That variable parsed can either contains still a numerical value or still a string. So this return, what the function is going to return, is number is not a number. That is what is none stands for. Is not a number. Parse question mark. This acts as a very clever if statement in JavaScript. So if it's not a number, it will return 0. Else, it will return the number parsed to fix 3 decimals. Because in some countries, decimal financial values need to be in 3 decimals, like Norway. I know it's for a fact the case. And South Africa, 2 decimals is fine. So you can just change it 2 decimals or 3 decimals, and it will return that amount of decimals. So this is all the function does. So that number, so what we do, we're now gonna copy this financial, Control C, and I'm gonna go back to my client before event code, and I'm gonna say, okay, the Q, I'm gonna say paste financial, and I'm gonna put a bracket over there. The entire control quantity.get value is the value. And then just before everything ends, I close the bracket for financial. So this is now in the financial function. So this will go through to the function as X, and it will do its thing, and it will return a real numerical value over there. We're going to do the same for unit price. I'm going to paste the function name, put everything else in brackets. Now my mouse froze there. Okay, and then are we done? Probably. But just to be sure, we can, for this calculation over here, before we set the value, let's do the same thing. We're going to put the financial over there in the calculation. This is probably not necessary, but it can't do any harm also. Everything looks fine to me. Let's save. Let's see where let's build the project. And we'll view in browser again. All right, I'm just going to close all these other tabs. Let's go to the order details. We edit one of these records. Here's my calculate button. I'm going to click calculate at 1,400. If I save this, you know what I forgot? I forgot to on the there we go, 1,400 with 3 decimals, as you can see. Hopefully you can see that. But I forgot something quite important actually. I have to show you this before we end. On the events page here, I will have to return false. Why is that? Because I now prevent the execution of the server and client after events. So the server and the client after event will not be executed, which just executed actually. So if we save that again and we build the project and we just do another one, you will see it looks much better. Let's open that. I'm going to go to my orders again. We're going to calculate the second one over here. Let's click calculate. Remember, the word world was showing up after I clicked the button, but now I stop it from happening because I return false. Look at this. Calculate. It just put a 105 over there. This is still in edit mode. I save it. I'll go back to list, and 105 with 3 decimals. And that's back to a string now. So this is the trick. This is really a handy little function. You may have it, go and do and play with it. It's something that you will always, sometimes you can have it in your project, you not even use it, but this fun little thing is so, and we can even make it better. I mean, this is a lot that we can do over here, but it's just to make your life easier. Simple as that. Anyway, thank you. Let's, I'm now reading some comments for the first time a little bit, see who is here. And yeah, Mr. Faisal, so I would like to detailed explanation of how to deal with 2 databases in the same project. Okay, it's something I will have to prepare for. As far as I know, I will confirm, as far as I know, in version 11 and even 10.91, you will need the enterprise edition of the project to be able to do that. If you don't have enterprise, then you won't be able to connect to more than one database. But I will confirm, if you have the enterprise version of PHP Runner, then more than one database is absolutely no problem whatsoever. And I will show you how to do that. I've done that as well many times. So anyway, that is it for today. Thank you very much for your participating and your comments. And I will see you next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.